Next, let's bring up design 76 and play with some options for sizing, moving, rotating, and the different things that we can do all within the Pfaff Creative 3.0 embroidery machine. So we just finished stitching out the lettering, one of our lettering styles. So when we're done, touch the hoop with the picture of the butterfly in it. And you can touch and hold the trash can and it will delete anything that's on the screen, so you could start over. So let's go over to our stitch menu, pick the butterfly for the built-in designs, and this was stitch number 76 we're looking for. As always, no matter when you see pictures that are on screen, they always look better stitched out. Let's make sure we have the right hoop selected. The hoop I have on the machine is the 260 by 200. The Creative Elite hoop, yes, we are all set for that one. We can see that we can move, when the design has a green box around it, we can move that design around the screen. Now, if you ever go outside the embroidery field, notice you have a little icon that comes visible when you are outside, and you can touch it and it brings you right back to the edge. If you're outside in a corner, I love this, kind of pop back into the corner of the hoop. So that's really great. If you want it back into the center of the hoop, you can touch the center of this kind of control area and it brings it back to the exact center. So if you get it moved off to the side a little bit, that's one way to kind of start over. So there's two ways to move a design. Like you were watching, I can touch and drag it around the screen, but I can also use these little arrows in oh so fine, small increments. It will move it left, right, up or down. So you can easily get it exactly where you want it in position and be able to put it with another design if you want. So if you want it back to the center, easy as that. When we want to rotate the design, touch the rotation option. And now notice this area turns into where you have arrows and now a degree option at the top. So mostly what I use this for though is in the center. And watch, it goes a direct 90-degree rotation with just the touch of a button. So instead of trying to get it to go exactly to 90 degrees, just touch the center for each of those 0, 90, 180, and 270 degree changes. If you want to mirror image the design, use the mirror image functions over here on this side. So left to right, and this is a perfect design to see, and then up and down so you can flip it over. So you'll have all four directions if you engage all four of those, but we'll just bring it back to where we need it to be. And then let's talk about sizing next. Now, you and I might say sizing, but the machine says scale. Scale means that it is going to enlarge the design but not change the stitch count of the design. So if I go and make it bigger and go up about 20% or down 20%, it has the same stitch count. And you can see the stitch count right here. This has 2,900 stitches. But you can see that that number doesn't change even though I'm making the design bigger or smaller. Keep in mind that if you have a really detailed design, that if you make it smaller, some of those details are going to start to touch. I always like to give the example of a cat with 3 whiskers. So it's not going to take out a whisker, but those whiskers might come and start to turn into a little glob if you had it small to start off with. Okay, so when you're ready to stitch out this design, you can go ahead and touch the Go to Stitch Out feature here. It'll tell us to put a color on and get us ready to start stitching the first of the 3 colors this design has.